This session is sponsored and programmed by City National Bank.
Hi, I'm Jen Rogers. Today I'm speaking with Linda Duncombe. She's City National Bank Chief Marketing, Product, and Digital Officer about the next normal when it comes to digital transformation. So in the last 15 months, we've been in this new normal where most companies and consumers have shifted everything online, everyday banking, signing a mortgage, shopping. Linda, you actually see more to come. And for those of us that just got settled in the new normal, what's the difference with the next normal that you're forecasting? What are the trends for the next 6 to 9 months?
Yeah, and thank you. And it's great to be here with you, Jen. Thank you so much. Look, I think the next 6 to 9 months, there's going to be no slowing of what we saw pre-pandemic. We had a view of what was going to happen, at the beginning of 2020 with the next 10 years, and it happened in the first 90 days. And the digital adoption has not slowed down. The pendulum has not gone back to pre-pandemic behaviour. And so we see the usage of digital being something that continues to grow as people got really comfortable with it and can do it when they want to, in their home, wherever they want to at any time of the day. And I think our phones and those kinds of devices are only going to dial up in the importance in our lives as we, I think, have come out even busier than pre-pandemic, if that's possible.
It does seem possible because I feel like I'm living that as well. Let's talk more about this early adoption and also the pace of it. I mean, everybody knows we kind of turned on a dime. Is that going to keep happening? Is that the kind of traction and numbers that you're seeing in your business and across industry for the next digital push, or does it slow down a bit?
Yeah, I definitely don't see it slowing down. So from just in the last 12 months, we've seen usage in our devices going up 5 and 6 times for what they were pre-pandemic. We've seen things like digital payments, Zelle, people being able to look at their accounts, being able to query transactions, all happening on their phone and going up significantly. And then you see that more broadly than just in banking. We see the online sales or retail sales numbers. We saw something come out of Salesforce just the other week where that's up year on year over 100% with no slowing down, and we don't see that slowing down in any of our categories either. And I'll just give you a personal example. I saw some of the top categories for online sales is sporting equipment at home, and while gyms and whatnot are opening up again, I haven't stopped using that equipment at home. I'm going to the gym and sometimes I'm doing stuff at home that I typically didn't do 12 months ago. And so while we see our numbers continuing to push and our clients asking us for more and more through digital devices, we see that's not just because they're asking for it from their bank, they're asking for it in all aspects of their life. The competitive landscape has definitely changed.
And as competition is ramping up and you continue to look forward, let's talk through the next normal and what it's starting to look like as the U.S. is opening back up. I mean, people are able to start gathering again in person. Will consumers then, though, revert back to some of their old habits? And specifically, I just think, generation-wise, maybe there's some people that were, like, in terms of technology, happy the way it was. Is anyone going to go back?
Jen, it's a great question because I love to myth bust on this. Even before the pandemic, our clients who are over the age of 60 were actively using digital. And as a percentage of total client base, they were probably sometimes more active than some of our younger demographics. And so to myth bust for some of maybe the elder demographic that may be watching or feel like they get pigeonholed into they aren't early adopters of technology. Maybe they're not early adopters, but once the technology comes out, they put their arms around it because they see it being able to help them when maybe their mobility isn't as easy as it is for someone who's like 20. And so we aren't seeing those numbers slow down. In fact, it's our older demographic in our client surveys that are saying to us, how are you going to do more digitally for me? I like sitting in my house and pulling out my computer or my iPad and doing this kind of stuff. So keep this coming. And so we're definitely seeing more technology pull from our clients, and I would say even more so by that older demographic. And they may have been a little reluctant before. They like to go to the branch, and we still have that. It's an and service for us. But I think the big key here is that they want the option, and they're definitely using those values that we have on digital platforms a lot more than ever before.
So do you see it being more of a hybrid then? I mean, for people like that, you talked about them still wanting to go into the branch. I mean, it's kind of like work from home. People want to be at their house, but they want to go to the office. Is that where we're heading?
Yeah, it's a great call out. And I think we're going to see this in a lot of our industries. I don't believe that it's all one thing or the other. And I never have. I just feel like now it's a conversation that's being had much more than historically. So our strategy is an and strategy. It's digital and it's in person. It's that personal touch. It's what part of our secret sauce is at City National Bank is having a relationship manager that you can call 24/7. But there are some things you don't want to talk to them about. If you just want to have a look at a transaction or move some money really simply, we want to be able to do that for our clients. And, we even brought some new innovation and technology to market this year around things like that. And so I definitely think it's a hybrid. And I'll give you my retail example as well. Like I'm pretty hardcore on the online retail shopping. I enjoy it. I love Amazon. My personal sales might be up 3 or 4 times. I do. I'm an avid shopper. But I also do like to go to locals, shop and support the local businesses as well. And so those shops that are on the street, that I enjoy and they know who I am, that those opportunities are still there for me to do. So I do both. I don't have to pick one over the other.
Yeah, not picking one over the other, but I don't want you to get in a competition with me who has more cardboard boxes showing up at their house. So it's interesting when you talked about that sort of, people still want that personal touch. I think that with adoption to technology, there always comes that risk, right, of maybe losing the personal touch and those daily human-to-human experiences that really all generations, everybody missed during the pandemic. So if you go all in on technology for the future, how do you keep that relationship with the customer?
Yeah, and I'll talk about for us at City National Bank, and I think it's about how it enables that client relationship. So, for example, if you're in the mobile app and you're struggling with a particular transaction, what we're building at the moment is that you're going to be able to tap a certain part of the app where you'll get your relationship manager and you can write them a text or you'll be able to ring them. And if they're not available, a message will go to them on their computer to say, hey, Linda, your client just phoned you. You should give them a call. They're trying to reach out to you. And so making that connectivity so it's really, really simple. What we find too, when you look at online transactions, especially things like transfer of money, it's typically done at odd hours of the day and night because it's when we kind of have that moment to do it. So if I work all day, to your point, Jen, like I have a hybrid. Sometimes I'm in the office like today and sometimes I'm not. But when I have to get to my own banking or my own needs or my own Amazon shopping, that's at night after 9 o'clock. Like I don't really get a chance to do it beforehand. And I don't want to have to speak to someone at that time of the night. I just want to be able to do some of those basic things and, tick them off my list and move on. And what we find with our transactions is the spikes from the night. Like it's in the night, it's early in the morning, especially for young families. You've got kids, especially when it's been homeschooling, which has been super tough. You don't have time to ring your banker and move some money around. You need to be able to do that when you get that spare 2 seconds, 3 seconds to do it. And that's what we hope to be able to bring to life in a consistent way for our clients, so they feel that it's safe. Like, we don't take that lightly. Like it's absolutely first priority. Make sure our clients' data and their money is safe. And you have to make sure clients feel that, know that.
So as companies, they're looking to build new verticals or they're protecting their market share, they are facing some pretty fierce competition. So what advice do you have for business leaders as they navigate the next normal?
Yeah, absolutely. I would start with the landscape has changed for competition. What traditionally was a vertical for financial institutions has very much changed from the lens of our clients, which is the most important lens that we should be looking at it from. And so when our clients are looking at the mobile app, they're not comparing us to other banks. They're comparing us to hospitality apps or to an app that they love that's got nothing to do with banking, but we need to, work out how we compete with that kind of experience. And I would also say, don't think you have to solve it all yourself. Like there's a strategy, do you need to buy, do you need to partner, or do you need to build? And for us, a great example of that just recently was our partnership with Extend when we were first to market in the US with a virtual Visa card. And if I give the example of our entertainment industry, it's super exciting. They're coming back, they're back into production, which is terrific. And, they can give people that are working on set a Visa card that drops into their digital wallet, and it will be for a certain limit and for a particular expiry. And so that allows them to really control the outflow of funds, but also in a way that allows that everybody doesn't have to be in the same spot. And, so it's really important to think about how we can continue to be innovative as the landscape changes for competition. And I don't see it slowing down. I think it's going to get faster. I think client demand is going to continue to grow. So I tell everybody, as I tell my team, strap yourselves in. There is no slowing down as we come out of the pandemic.
All right, you heard it here. Strap yourselves in. That is all the time we have. Linda Duncombe, City National Bank. Really great to get a chance to talk with you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jen. It's been terrific. And thank you to all of our friends at CNBC. We love being a part of this. Thank you.